As we've found out, there's a storm going on and there's been an evacuation, which kind of helps in terms of voice acting, as there's very few people on the station, but it makes this ship very empty and very lifeless. Oh, we have someone new to talk to.
Pardon me, traveller. Your face is unfamiliar. Have you newly come from the passage?
The passage?
The passage wherein lies the celestial temple of the prophets. The wormhole, as it is called by those who do not yet believe.
Yes, I came through the wormhole a little while ago.
I have waited all my life for such a pilgrimage, to enter the gates of the temple. Did you, answer carefully, did you encounter the prophets on your voyage?
Not exactly, no.
I'm not very familiar with your Bajoran culture yet. Which prophets are these?
The prophets are the very center of Bajoran spiritual life. The passage, the wormhole you traveled, contains their celestial temple. Such a tragedy that so many who pass through those gates do not perceive their sanctity. But the prophets guide us all, even those who do not yet understand their instruction. Even you, traveler.
Maybe your prophets had a hand in getting me safely through the wormhole. I was attacked on the far side. My ship was so badly damaged I barely made it back to the station.
Attacked? At the very portal to the celestial temple? The prophets are patient to suffer such sacrilege. So, still they have sent no sign. Perhaps they wish to see how we will face this test alone.
Are you facing some kind of trial?
Merely an expression. The prophets continually test our faith.
You may be right. I'm Envoy Bannock with the Federation's Tyrian Diplomatic Corps, and you are...
Your humble servant, Vedek Rasmus of the D'Artagnan province.
Why are you still here on Deep Space Nine? I thought the station had been evacuated.
Deep Space Nine. Strange to me still, after 4 years, to hear it so named. When I came here last, this place was Terek Nor, a Cardassian knife at the throat of Bajor.
What's Terek Nor? Another name for the station?
The Cardassian name. They built this station over 20 years ago to help process the minerals they tore from our planet, and to keep Bajor in chains. It was very different then. Colder. Darker.
I've heard a lot about the Cardassians, the atrocities they committed under the occupation of Bajor.
For 60 years they raped our planet. They shattered our dignity, our liberty, and our families. Do you have any family, Envoy?
I'm not exactly sure. Do we just answer yes?
Some. It's hard to keep in touch when you're half a galaxy away. Subspace communications.
Cherish them, Envoy. Should they be taken from you as so many of our loved ones were. But those times are over. Bajor is free, and this station is now a haven resting at the gates of the Celestial Temple. A fitting place to prepare for the rising.
You lived here during the Cardassian occupation of Bajor? I thought the station was some kind of fortress back then.
It was. They brought me here, as they did thousands of others, to labor as a slave in their ore processors. Now, it is my Pach that brings me here, to prepare for the rising, in accordance with the ancient texts.
It must have been difficult to return.
Difficult, but wonderful. Since the end of the Cardassian occupation, Bajor has felt a renewal of its spirit. As our wounds heal, many of our people would just as soon forget the pain of the past.
And you? Do you wish to forget the pain of the past?
Pain is merely the shadow of joy, Envoy. To forget my pain, I would have to abandon the memory of my joy. That I find too precious to lay aside.
Most of the other station guests were evacuated to Bejor. Why are you still here?
It was not the Prophet's will that I depart just yet. The transport on which I'd booked passage was prevented from leaving. Now, I can continue my preparations in peace while Terek Nor rides the storm.
What is the Rising? A spiritual festival?
Only in the most tragic sense. A festival of spirits. The Rising is the time when the Borhas...
Borhas?
Borhas, the spirits of the unconsecrated Bajoran dead.
Phantoms?
If you like. During the Rising, these spirits must be put to rest. If they are not, their Pach forces them to return, to walk in the footsteps of the living. Terek Nor knows many such tortured spirits.
This Rising, how will you prepare for it?
Through prayer, of course. The sacred death chants. There are other methods, but they have been abandoned in this age.
You mentioned your Pa. Does that have to do with the prophets also?
I've kept you too long already. The spirits of Terek Nor await my prayers, and I'm sure you have business of your own to attend to. Our paths may cross again, Envoy Bannock. In the meantime, may the prophets be with you.
That was a bit rude. We weren't done talking. I guess we should go. We will speak to her again at some point. As you can see, there isn't much to do on the upper promenade, apart from talking to this lovely lady. And there is only 5 main characters in this game, unfortunately. And we've spoken to 4 of them, and we know of the 5th one, who is in this lovely place just here. Wait a minute, is this the holodeck?
Computer, list available holosuite programs.
Voice identification, Bannock. Tyrian delegation. Please see proprietor to establish credit.
Okay, so we can't do anything here just yet. How do we escape? Now that is very confusing. The front and back of the holosuite looks exactly the same. There's only one entrance. Ah, there's Quark. He is our 5th person. Well, 5th main character in this game. And this Dabo girl looks very familiar. If she's from the show, I can't exactly remember her name right now, but anyway, let's speak to Quark.
What do you mean What have you done?
We did nothing. The situation had already occurred before we arrived.
All I wanted was a simple exchange. Now you've made that impossible.
Someone else must have known about the items.
The deal is off. I can't be seen talking to you.
The deal is definitely off. We're leaving at our earliest opportunity. We suggest you do the same.
Excuse me.
Ambassador, Envoy, Bannock, you took me by surprise. I'm so glad you stopped in. I'm Quark, the owner of this establishment. What can I do for you today? A drink? A session in the holosuite?
How do you know my name? I'm sure we've never met.
The 194th rule of acquisition. It's always good business to know about new customers before they walk in your door.
Quark is our resident, let's say, barkeep. Well, he's referred to as a barkeep in the show by some people, but he has a business dealing in information as well. So it's no surprise that he knows about us.
Actually, I'm a little lost. Do you know how I can get to the Habitat Ring?
Habitat Ring? Oh, well, that's quite a distance. Wouldn't you like a nice, refreshing drink first? Or perhaps a little holosuite diversion?
I could use something to drink.
Wonderful! What can I get you?
I don't know. What does Ambassador Carrick usually order?
Carrig? How should I know? I mean, he never made it to the bar. Yet.
Oh, well then... What are the local specialties?
Our Star Drifters are the best in the quadrant. And today's special...
Your plasma storm daiquiri? Ugh. Get something tasty. Black hole. Or maybe a nice Ractagino to wake you up.
How about a Ractagino?
Living on the edge, aren't we? Jenny! Get the envoy a nice hot cup of Ractagino.
Get it yourself. I'm on my break.
That's exactly 15 minutes, and I'm deducting that from your pay. It's impossible to find good help this side of the wormhole. Now, you're with the Tyrian delegation, aren't you?
I need to find out exactly who the Tyrians are. The only Tyrian I know is from a certain popular TV show. And a Ractagino is, I believe, Klingon coffee. And they don't really come in cups like that.
Interesting. Why do you ask?
Oh, just making conversation. I find the affairs of state fascinating. So many interesting opportunities arise. It is possible that my experience could be of assistance.
Yeah, there's a lot more I could say about Quark, but time is short.
Interesting. What kind of experience?
Well, as the Nagus' official liaison with the Gamma Quadrant, I could be invaluable to your negotiations. We could arrange a few quiet discussions about trade opportunities, build an export portfolio. It could be very profitable for both of us.
What's a Nagus?
The Nagus is a who, not a what, technically speaking. He's the master of Ferengi commerce, a financial genius. But, as I was saying, the Scythians may not be aware of the wonderful opportunities that a Ferengi trade alliance would offer them.
What do you mean profitable for both of us? Are you proposing some sort of business partnership?
A partnership, exactly. If you can arrange for me to meet with a Scythian leader for, let's say, 30 minutes, I'll see to it that you receive 7% of the profits from my negotiations. No credits, just pure, untraceable, gold-pressed latinum.
Untraceable. Lovely.
This wouldn't have anything to do with that famous Ferengi avarice, would it?
Who have you been talking to? If Kira's put ideas in your head about Ferengi, she's always been prejudiced against my people. She thinks all Ferengi are nothing but corrupt, grasping criminals.
Not all Ferengis. Just you.
Isn't your break over yet?
Not yet. According to Bajoran labor standards, I get...
Then be quiet and stop harassing the customers. As I was saying, Envoy.
Yeah, not all Ferengi. There's a few nice Ferengi out there, especially his brother. But unfortunately we won't see him in this game.
Are you attempting to bribe a member of the Federation Diplomatic Corps?
Bribe? What? I never, I'm merely...
I think you better quit while you're ahead, Quark.
Wait! What about the holosuites? Aren't you interested?
Exactly what kind of programs do you have available?
What kind would interest you? Something to relax with? A Loriento massage, perhaps? Or, how about something to stimulate? The Orion slave auctions.
You'll never get that up.
What's that supposed to mean?
The power restrictions? You don't have enough juice to run those.
The lockdown for the plasma storm, they've restricted my power allotment. No respect for a man's profits. Anyway, we'll rustle something up. Be my guest. Computer, register 10 complimentary holosuite credits for customer Bannock.
Registered?
They're upstairs to the right. Take your time.
Thanks, I'll use it later. Bye.
And we're done. Oh, we can speak to her now. I will go into the holosuite either in this playthrough or in a bonus video. It's not exactly important.
Hello? Still on break, then.
Mm-hmm. Looks that way. Say, what happened to you?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you look like Miles O'Brien after a hard day in the lower core. A really hard day. Your clothes... These are flash burns? The sleeve is all ripped up. Too bad. Nice suit.
I had a little accident. In a runabout. Not an accident, really. I was attacked. Very nearly killed.
No kidding. Well, that would explain the smudges, the rips, and the burns. Mr. Garrick is going to be happy to see you.
We haven't been formally introduced. My name is Bannock.
Yes, I know. I heard Quark, mention your name. My name is Johnny.
Johnny? Johnny what?
Dabo girls don't have last names, Bannock. It's Theron. Johnny Theron.
Tell me more about yourself, Johnny.
Just another adventurous soul marooned in space. Wouldn't you really rather talk about yourself? A far more interesting subject, I'm sure.
She is working for Quark, so I guess we have to be somewhat careful.
Let me tell you all about myself, Johnny.
Johnny! These glasses need to be rubbed.
Rub them yourself. I'm with a customer. An important customer. Tell me, Bannock, are you important?
Why do you ask?
My boss always tells me, find out if they're important, Johnny. So I'm asking you, are you important?
I'm an envoy in the Tyrian Diplomatic Corps, United Federation of Planets. I'm here to assist Ambassador Carrick.
I've met diplomats before. Working at the Dabo table, you meet everybody. You just don't spend much time with the losers, that's all. Unless they're rich.
We're here to do a job. We're not here to flirt.
I don't follow you.
Hey! Johnny! He's frowning. Are you annoying the customers again? Leave Envoy Bannock alone. I'll be ready for inventory in just a minute.
Hello, Johnny.
My boss said I should leave you alone.
What do you say? I have a few questions about your boss.
Quark? There's nothing to know about him. He just tries to be a good Ferengi. Faithfully worships the rules of acquisition, thankful to grub out a small, honest profit when he can, which is rarely.
Ha!
Are you kidding? The Ferengi lust for profit is legendary.
Really? I had no idea.
The rules of acquisition? What are they?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a Ferengi. You may have noticed. I only know a few of them. The ones Quark tries to make me obey. Hey! What's rule number 1?
Once you have their money, never give it back.
That one about good customers!
Good customers are as rare as latinum. Treasure them. Rule of acquisition number 57.
Rule number 33!
It never hurts to suck up to the boss.
And number 113, of course.
And what's that?
Sorry, Bannock.
You mentioned someone named Garrick?
Deep Space Nine's only remaining Cardassian, Mr. Garrick. He says he's a simple tailor, but I don't think so. His prices are suspiciously low.
Where's Mr. Garrick now?
He closed down his shop and prepared to evacuate like everyone else. But I don't think he went to Bajor. I don't think he'd dare.
You say Mr. Garrick didn't go to Bajor?
Cardassians aren't exactly welcome on Bajor. Not even if they're excellent tailors.
This is a Dabo table, right? I've heard a lot about the game. Can you show me how to play?
It's easy to play Dabo. Just put your latinum on the table.
Before we start, what exactly are the rules to Dabo?
Well, here are my rules. It's a lot like winning at life. Rule 1 is don't play if you can't afford to lose. Rule 2 is don't play by yourself. It's boring. Rule 3 is don't watch the wheel, watch the girl because she knows. You got all that? Let's talk later, Bannock, when we're alone. For now, I'm on break. The Dabo table is closed. Look, Bannock, I should tell you.
Johnny! That's enough of your gossip. Leave the envoy alone. Now! Or I'll dock you 2 weeks' pay.
That won't be necessary. I was just leaving. For now.
I guess we're done here. And speaking of Garrick and Miles O'Brien, unfortunately they won't be making an appearance in this game.
Computer? What's my current location?
You are currently located on the lower promenade.
Where is everybody anyway?
Please restate your request.
Locate Ambassador Carrig.
Ambassador Carrig is located in Visitors Quarters 6A, in the Habitat Ring, Level 11, Section 6.
Access, station directory. I need to find a location.
Accessed. State desired destination.
Where are the visitors' quarters?
Visitors Quarters are located throughout the Habitat Ring.
Oh, we could just move out the way. Okay. And one thing about having 5 voice actors, they do save on money, I guess, but we're missing out on some very interesting characters who have some very interesting observations at times. There's no Bashir.
Johnny! I'm deducting that from your pay.
Oh, okay. And this is the Bajoran Temple, which we can't access. Yeah, there's no Bashir, no Garrick, no O'Brien. Not many people at all, really. There's a long list of characters in this show. Oh, I think I've gone too far. Here we go. We've pretty much explored the promenades. Actually, saying that, let's go to the end and come back. Pretty pointless. This is the way to the visitors area. I see. No, the visitors' quarters, should I say? And this is our canteen area, and that is that. Right, it's time to speak to Odo and see Ambassador Carrig.